so much influence on what the schools will decide and what will happen, and you see your child struggling, um, it was demanding of us emotionally and mentally to support him and for us to stay centered,
Mm-hmm.
instead of drinking every night and distracting ourselves with whatever is there available. Like we really needed. It was a lesson that we practiced, but it really demanded even more presence of us in the discomfort of our child's very painful emotions, and his whole body was reacting. I mean, he cooped up in almost a child pose, like when you carry a baby,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we just had to learn how to sit with it and how to make choices going forward when the schools opened that were the best choices for him and for us as a family, because I think a lot of moms struggled with that,
Mm-hmm.
and we struggled with it as well. We decided to do e-learning for a week, and
Mm-hmm.
that was the only week we could do it, because he just couldn't do it emotionally, mentally. He was ready to go to school, and so we had to pull the plug of, okay, we will send him to school, whatever that will mean for us and him emotionally, mentally. That was so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And those, I don't think those are decisions anyone made lightly
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic, but those, every family had to make those their own decisions, and I think that one was one that, yeah, was challenging for us. But we are,
And where
we
you
can,
at today in that?
well, he's at school and he's really doing great, so that was a good decision
Mm-hmm.
from that point. Um, yes, might be more exposed to the virus when at school, who knows? But emotionally and mentally, so much better. It's not no comparison. Even the teacher said, even the teacher mentioned he's thriving at school. And I feel really bad for moms that don't have the choice, because I
Mm-hmm.
speak to moms every day. And I think especially with boys, because boys are not meant to be learning through sitting all the time. Boys
Okay.
are more, they move more. They are more, just a little bit rough, not in a bad way, but it's just how it is. And I think it's very disturbing for many moms to see their sons struggling with e-learning. They become almost zombies. And there are emotional challenges that come with it for the boys, and mental challenges. And as mothers, we can do our best. And we also, painful to say, understand that this is the reality we are living in, depending
Right.
on which state you live in. So I applaud all the mothers and families that are, living this reality right now.
Right. And one of the things that I admire for you, and then this is where we're gonna go into the next part of the segment, which is some
Hmm.
tips. But one of the things that I admire is that you do have a routine with your kids where you take them out either to um, walk or to run or ride their bikes,
Hmm.
and at the same time you do your own
Hmm.
exercises. But
Hmm.
it's the routine, and then you help them out, with their physical
Hmm.
aspect of life.
Hmm.
How did that become part of your routine?
Well, I think I have to thank my mom for the physical. We always walked everywhere. And even though I hated it as a child, I think it's paying off right now greatly. And I was always involved in sports, but it's not just sport, it's the way of life. So when we go walking, when we go biking, we go skating, whatever we do physically, we really have conversations that this is a part of life. Movement is a part of life. We don't exercise because we want to look a certain way. We exercise because your body needs it, your brain needs it, your organs need it, your heart needs it. So I'm teaching, both me and my husband, we are teaching our boys that movement is not a chore and it's not a punishment. Movement is a privilege, and if you are lucky enough to be able to move your body, this is what we will be doing. And so we started with walking and then biking. My boys started biking very early, 3 years old. And it just became their norm, their normal, and they ask for it. And they enjoy being outdoors. They love being outdoors. It makes them happy. It makes them happy.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for all that help. And if you can share one tip that people can use right now for, to improve their business or to improve their life, which one would that be?
I would say have a lot of grace with yourself right now and have clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Clarity on how do you want to feel in your life or in your business when you are in it. So whatever is your business or your life, what is the feeling? Do you look for certainty, confidence, service, whatever that is? You need to know. You need to know how you want to feel in your life or your business. And when you have that clarity, and you know your why,
Mm-hmm.
you will have the grace for yourself to see sometimes it looks completely different, but I know what I'm aiming for. And when I'm aiming for this direction,
Mm-hmm.
most of the time you will hit it.
My friends, this is one of my quotes from the book. Clarity, the power you generate from focusing on what's most important. Remember, you are unique. The person that looks at you in the mirror is yourself. And you need to become your biggest cheerleader, your biggest supporter. Love that person in the mirror. And I suggest for you today to uh, do this exercise. Get into the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself and come up with 10 different qualities that you admire about you. Remember, my friends, you were created for a purpose that only you can fulfill. And with that, Lumila, how can people find you? Whether your phone number or
Mm-hmm.
your website, your
Yeah.
social media platforms?
So you can find me on LinkedIn, Ludmila Woodruff. You can also find me on Facebook, the same, Ludmila Woodruff. On Instagram, my phone number is 559-907-5552. And my email address is ludmilawoodruffcoaching@gmail.com.
Well, Ludmila, thank you so much for this time. Thank you for all these great tips that you have given me. And I looking forward to having some more time and pick up our where we left off on our coaching. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful afternoon. Bye, Ludmila.
Bye. Thank you so much, Rosie, for having me.